Hello, everybody. I'm Amy. In case you don't know who I am, I on social media I am either Bat Kisses or Amy the Book Bat. Anyway, that's me. I have a book haul. I haven't done one in quite some time. I haven't really been doing videos much lately. I did try to do a video after the Owl Crate video where I showed like a bunch of Owl Crate and Lit Joy and whatever mixed all together because that's how I store them. And for some reason, my recording software decided to stop, missed a big chunk of it, and then start back up. I don't know. It for some reason cut it into two sections, and there was a big chunk missing in the middle, and I didn't know what all was missing. So if I feel ambitious, maybe I'll try again. But anyway, let's do the book haul. I have stuff from a little free library, from the dollar store, one from Amazon, a couple Goodreads things, and some from a place called Ollie's. I'm going to start with Ollie's because it's the, excuse me, the bigger stack. And no, I don't have the virus. I have allergies. And I'm getting tired of people looking at me like I'm Satan incarnate whenever I have to sniffle or sneeze. It's freaking allergies. The pollen is really bad right now. So, yeah. Anyway, Ollie's. Ollie's is a place that does a lot of like sellouts and overstocks, and basically it's like a Big Lots or an Odd Lots. I don't know if they're national or not. I know they are in our area. Um, the one I go to, I've only been there once. The one I went to is in Parkersburg, West Virginia. I think there's some in maybe like Dayton, Ohio, and a couple other areas around. But I'm not going to drive 3 hours to Dayton when I can drive an hour to Parkersburg if I'm already going that direction. So anyway, at Ollie's, I picked up mostly cookbooks. They had some really good deals. And they had a lot of recent releases, not like new releases, but like within a year. So a lot of pretty well-known books, really good prices. I don't remember. Yeah, this one I think is the most expensive one I bought. Straight Up Tasty by Adam Richman. He's the guy that does the Man vs. Food shows. Pretty nice cookbook. $2.99. It says regular price or original price was $29.99. So yeah, pretty good markdown. And look, some of the recipes in there look really good. I'm pretty excited to try that one out. And then I got a bunch of these from Taste of Home. I guess they were all $2.99 as well. I was thinking they were $1.99, but they're $2.99. I got Cookies and More. I didn't get all of them, but I got the ones that I thought I would use. There's the 9x13 cookbook. Look at the stuff on the cover. That just looks really good. And Taste of Home is a magazine where, like, regular people submit their best recipes. So you know that they're not going to submit stuff that's terrible. Here's slow cooker. I use my crock pot all the time. There's a different slow cooker one. One of them has 431 hot and hearty classics, and this one is 278 family faves. And then casseroles. Because especially in this time right now, casseroles are like going to save you from having to go to the grocery all the time, because you can pretty much throw anything you've got together and say, here's dinner. Oh, man. I also picked up this one. It's called Undead by Kirsty McKay. That cover absolutely gives me Buffy vibes. Day of the school trip, when the bus comes to a stop at a roadside restaurant, everyone gets off and heads in for lunch. Everyone, that is, except Bobby, the new girl, who stays behind with Rebel Without a Clue, Smitty. Then hours pass, snow piles up, sun goes down. Bobby and Smitty start to flirt, start to stress, till finally they see the other kids stumbling back. but they've changed. And not in a good way. Straight up, they're zombies. So the wheels on the bus better go round and round freaking fast, because that's the only thing keeping Bobby and Smitty from becoming their classmates' next meal. It's kill or be killed in these Hunger Games. Heads are gonna roll, and homework is most definitely gonna be late. This sounds like Buffy the Zombie Slayer. So I'm hoping that's kind of what it is. That's actually going to be one of my next ones to read. So I'll put that. And I also picked up the 12 Pets of Christmas, which I have pulled the sticker off, so I'm not sure how much it was. It wouldn't have been more than $1.99, I don't think. So I like Christmas stories. I like puppy stories. This looks like it's maybe middle grade, and that's fine. I like kids' books too. So cool. Let's go to the dollar store next. I went to Dollar Tree yesterday, actually. We needed to pick a few things up at the store, and we hit Dollar Tree so I could pick up some stuff for Easter, and I knew I could get things like toilet paper and bread because they seem to always have it. So, yeah, we did pretty well there. And I found some books. So for a whole whopping $1, I have Delicious Memories, Recipes and Stories from the Chef Boyardee Family by Anna Boyardee. So you can see here is spelled different than what you're used to seeing on the cans. That's their original Italian spelling. And this up here, there, is the phonetic spelling, Americanized spelling, so that people could pronounce it. Anyway, I thought that one sounded good, and I looked through it, and the recipes sound pretty easy, and really, they sound pretty good. Although I'm not sure about caponata because I'm not an olive person, so I probably won't make that one. And I have The Supreme Sing the Happy Heartache Blues by Edward Kelsey Moore. This is the sequel to The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat, which I really loved. So I'm hoping that I like this one just as much. Supremes at Earl's All You... The Supremes at Earl's All You Can Eat was a pretty good story, but I had to pick it up a second time because the first time I just couldn't get into it. I think it was the wrong time to read it. Next time I picked it up, I flew through it. It gripped me and just pulled me in. I don't even know how to explain it. It's been a while since I've read it, but I don't know how to explain it. I would say it's a contemporary women's fiction, which I hate the term women's fiction because any fiction can be women's fiction. A woman can read anything she wants, right? Right? Am I crazy? I think a woman can read anything she darn well pleases. So why do we specifically say, this is women's fiction? A man could read that book too. Doesn't matter. Anyway, enough of that, about that tangent. I know there was a woman and her mother was ill, and there was I think a ghost, or she saw her mom in her dreams or something. I don't remember exactly, but it was really good. I liked it. And then I picked up Angels of Music, which is a retelling of Phantom of the Opera. Although I saw Paris Opera House and Phantom, and I thought, oh, that's enough. I didn't even read the whole description. But it says, deep in the shadows under the Paris Opera House resides Eric the Phantom, mysteriously enduring through decades as mastermind behind a strange and secret agency. A revolving door of female agents are charged by wealthy Parisians and the French government to investigate crimes and misdemeanors they would prefer to keep out of the public eye. The toxic underbelly of Paris is exposed by Eric's tenacious women operatives as they confront horror and corruption throughout the city. But it is one dreadful murder during the 1910 Great Flood of Paris that brings Irene Adler, Kate Reed, and others together for a final deadly confrontation. World Fantasy Award nominated. So it's vastly different from Phantom. Phantom of the Opera is like my all-time favorite book. I've read it, I don't know, 7 or 8 times so far. And I feel like it gets better every time I read it. It's one of those that it just pulls me in, and I love it. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. So I'm really intrigued by this. An agency with women operatives is obviously taking place after the events of Phantom, because it's after 1910 flood. Phantom's taking place in like 1880s, I think. Something like that. So I'm a little curious on that one. I have The Goats by Brock Cole, which I picked up from Amazon. I needed a banned book, and I was looking through a list from the ALA banned and challenged books, and this was on there. And it sounds kind of weird. There's a bunch of kids at a camp on an island, and they take this one boy and one girl, strip them and maroon them on a separate island, and they have to survive. And I guess the idea is, well, the kids at the camp think it's a joke. They call these 2 kids that they leave on this island the Goats. So the 2 kids that are called the Goats, they escape and they decide they're not going to go back to camp. They're on the run. And I don't know, I guess it becomes a survival kind of story. I'm curious. It's supposed to be a coming of age novel. I don't know. It just seems really bizarre. So I thought I'll give it a read. And then I have a couple here that I won off of Goodreads. I have Children of the Stars by Mario Escobar. Let's get this back far enough so you can see it. I believe this is set a story of escape, sacrifice, and hope amid the perils of the Second World War. It's a pair of Jewish brothers living with their aunt in Paris during the Nazi occupation. Sounds interesting. I do enjoy a good historical every so often. And I find it interesting that I tend to gravitate toward World War II historicals, and I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of war. I don't know. Maybe it's because we never studied it in school. Because it's interesting how you take history and you take history and take history and you take history all through your schooling. And you never seem to get up to more modern history. All through high school, we never even made it to the First World War. We never made it to the 1900s. We'd get to the Civil War and we'd run out of time because we'd cover the same crap every year. Okay, yeah, we know we had a Revolutionary War and we had this and we had that and blah, blah, blah. Civil War, blah, blah, blah. Can we cover some stuff that maybe people alive could tell us about? But no, we never get that far. Even in college, I took a class called America in the 60s, and we covered the beatniks of the 50s, and we covered part of the Vietnam War, basically getting started. We never even finished the Vietnam War. So we didn't really cover a whole lot of the 60s. So, even when you specifically target a time period, you don't always get much of the time period. I took a class on the Civil War, which was interesting. And my World Civ class, we touched on World War I. We covered it in one class. So we had a whole hour of World War I. Can't really cover World War I in one class. We had one class where we covered World War II and Korea. which really makes me sad because the professor we had, his specialty was World War II. So if anything, we should have covered World War II for more than one or part of a class period. But no, we started back and covered all the same crap we've covered our whole lives. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. I also got Beverly Jenkins' Second Time Sweeter, a Blessings novel. I believe this is an inspirational... I'm really having trouble reading today. For the folks in Henry Adams, Kansas, lessons from the past can bring new hope for the future. With a reputation as a player, Malachi Mal July is now a recovering alcoholic who has made progress in redeeming himself in the eyes of his family and the citizens of Henry Adams, Kansas. He's not only turned his diner into a profitable business, he also mentors the town's foster kids, and he's even staying true to one woman, Bernadine Brown. But a moment of pride makes Mal betray his friends and family and lose Bernadine's trust and love. Can he win back her forgiveness? Meanwhile, homecoming weekend is fast approaching, and store owner Gary Clark is reunited with his high school sweetheart. The spark is still there, but is it too late for second chances? A little help from the good people of Henry Adams may give both Mal and Gary their best second chance at the happiness they missed the first time around. So it sounds like a second chance romance, possibly an inspirational. I don't know. I'm not familiar with this author. Author of more than 30 historical and contemporary novels. Recipient of the 2017 Romance Writers of America Nora Roberts Lifetime Achievement Award. Nominated for the NAACP Image Award. So I guess she's a pretty good writer if she's winning all these awards. And that's what she looks like. I don't know. And then there is Who Rescued Who? It's got a puppy dog on the cover. I had to enter because it's just too cute. And I like stories with puppy dogs. Where can you turn when the world turns against you? When Elizabeth Barnes's life fell apart, she never imagined that she'd be rescued by a new friend on four paws. This one was released March 24th of 2020. Oops, I didn't get my ARC read in time. But what else is new? I have an ARC sitting over there that my audiobook should be coming through within a week or two. Within the next week or so. Might finally get to read it. It's been sitting on my shelf for over a year. I'm not very good at getting ARCs read. Okay, and then these came from the Little Free Library. And this is the How and Why Library Heroes. Can never go wrong with stuff about the Greeks and Romans and all that. And this looks like it's got some good stories in it. Emperor's New Clothes. There's one, the thing about Woodrow Wilson. So I guess it's about pretty much anybody that might be considered a hero. There's Abraham Lincoln. George Washington. Well, the cover's misleading then, because that makes me think it's Greeks and Romans, but flipping through here, it's a little bit of everything. A little bit musty. Let's Play Bear. The Fox and the Cat. Pandora's Box. So there is some of that mythology stuff. Here's one by Elizabeth George. It's called In the Presence of the Enemy. This is a thriller. It just says fiction. I believe it's a thriller. Sins and Scandals. There's an abduction. Charlotte's mother, Eve, is one of England's most high-profile junior ministers and quite possibly the next Margaret Thatcher. Detective Inspector. London. Yeah, this sounds like a thriller. Apparently somebody's getting abducted and the mom is in line to be prime minister or something. Another thriller. We got Harlan Coben, Darkest Fear. And then a couple by Greg Iles. There's Mortal Fear and Blood Memory. Don't really know much about him, but I know he's supposed to be a pretty good thriller writer. Forensic expert Kat Ferry is suspended from an FBI task force when the world-class odontologist is inexplicably stricken with panic attacks and blackouts while investigating a chain of brutal New Orleans murders. Ooh. And it's set in New Orleans. Hey, that's cool. I'm intrigued by New Orleans. I want to go there sometime. That's on my bucket list. Eventually, I will make it to New Orleans. So anyway, that's a pretty decent stack of books. Let's see, there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 books. Yeah, that's not so bad. I'm about halfway through this Ghostland. I picked that one up off Book Outlet a while ago. I think I probably already hauled it. And I also have a copy of Charlotte's Web, which is a great book. I'll make an announcement video probably in October, but I'm going to be doing a Newbery November. I believe, yeah, this one won the Newbery Honor Medal, so I will probably be reading it then. But basically, Newbery November is going to be read Newbery winning books. It's easy. And it will probably coincide at the same time as Gavin Hetherington. Did I get his name right? How to Train Your Gavin. That's his YouTube channel. How to Train Your Gavin. Last year he did a Wonderathon. Wonder something. He did a reading thing for November. I believe he just did one or is about to do one where it's going to be like a 1 week or 2 week thing, but then November will be the full thing. And it focuses on like middle grade and young adult books. So Newbery November will work really well hand in hand with his Wonderathon thing. I know that's not the right name, but I can't for the life of me remember what it's called. And of course, do I write anything down before I start a video? No. Of course not. And then there's Someone Inside Your House, which is one I picked up a while back. Probably the same time as the Ghostland one. I've already read this one, so I will most likely be putting this in the Little Free Library because I believe if you take some, you put some back. So next time I go by there, maybe if I remember, I'll take that one and drop it off. I thought it was a pretty interesting story. I liked it. Wasn't the best thriller ever written, but it was okay. There were a few twists and turns, and I thought I knew who did it, and then I wasn't sure, and then I think, well, yeah, well, maybe not. Back and forth, and I think I ended up being right on who did it, but it wasn't for the reasons that I thought, if that makes any sense. So anyway, whole bunch of nothing about a book, because I can't really give you spoilers. That wouldn't be any good. You wouldn't want to read the book if you already knew what happened. Allergies. Anyway, this is getting to be quite a long video, so I think I will let you go. And hopefully I won't have any weirdness like it cut it in half or something while I was recording and I didn't see it do it. And if I get ambitious, maybe I'll dig out the boxes again and redo the assorted Al crate, lit joy crate, blah, 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 mixed up mess. Do you guys really want to see that? I mean, there's like, what, 30 of you subscribed to my channel. Do any of you want to see an assortment of boxes that are all mixed together? I mean, I could do a candle video. I got a whole pile of candles sitting here. Some of them came out of boxes. Some of them I got for Christmas. Some of them I just picked up because I thought they were cool. There's probably about, I don't know, 8 or 10 candles I could do a video about if that's what you really want. Let me know what you'd like to see on this channel, because part of the reason I don't record a whole lot is I just don't know what to do. I've done a book tag here and there, and a lot of the book tags, the stuff that they ask just doesn't seem like it applies all that well to me. So I don't really do book tags. I mean, I do some book hauls occasionally. I do book boxes occasionally, which I have an Al crate ordered and for April, and I also ordered the unicorn crate for April, and it may be the last one she does. It may be the last or next to last, so there might be one coming after that. But she changed how she did things with Unicorn Crate. It's a one-person operation, and she got a full-time job, so it was getting to be too much to do a full-time job plus Unicorn Crate, which is more or less a full-time job in itself, because, with all the ordering and keeping people's stuff in order and promotion and designing items and putting the boxes together and getting them shipped out and all, that's a lot of work. And it's a one-person operation, so she went to, instead of doing subscriptions where it's automatic, then you had to, I think it went from monthly to every other month, and you had to subscribe or order every month specifically, instead of just having it automatically order, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And she had a couple themes that I just wasn't all that excited about, so I wanted to support the business because I think it's a good box, but it just got to be where it was a hassle to deal with it, and some of the themes just weren't appealing to me. So when my subscription quit, I just didn't order. And then I saw her posting on Instagram. I think she even skipped a couple boxes. I saw a posting on Instagram where she said she's doing a box. It's supposed to ship, I believe, the end of April, and will probably arrive in May, which is fine because my birthday's in May, so it'll be like a birthday present. But she said that it's either the last box or next to last box. She hasn't decided if there's going to be one more box after that yet. But it's also her 3rd anniversary box, which is cool. So hopefully it'll be good, and I can at least support her this one last time. So I don't know if there's any boxes left available. When I ordered yesterday, it said there was like 10 boxes left. So hopefully, if you go real quick, it's the Unicorn Crate. It's theunicorncrate.com. Check it out real quick. See if there's any left. It's a little bit more expensive. By the time tax and shipping was added, it came to like $45 for this last box. But her boxes are usually really, really good. And so, I mean, Al crate costs, by the time taxes and shipping and everything are put on, it's around $40. So she's not that far out of line. And so I'm hoping for the best. And I keep saying I'm going to stop this video and it's still going and we're up to what, half an hour? And you know I don't edit, so hopefully if you made it this far, comment, like, subscribe, blah, 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 you know, all that stuff. Let me know what you'd like to see on the channel because I'm out of ideas. I just don't know what to do. And I'm kind of going nuts. Being stuck home all this time. I mean, not that I go anywhere anyway, but would you like to see maybe some gameplay stuff? I do a couple games on Facebook that maybe if you're interested in that. Cafe Land, Megaopolis. Those are the two I play on there. I don't know how to show you games that I play on my Kindle or my phone. But stuff I can play through the computer I could do, maybe. So anyway, I don't know. Comment below what you'd like to see, and I will let you go now. Till the next video. Bye!